And now, please welcome to the blue corner from Serbia, Jovan Marjanovic!
Jovan Marjanovic, 26 years of age, making his FNC debut tonight. He's 7-2 in MMA. Very much a new school fighter in that he practices every martial arts skill. Sensational at grabbing the neck in transitions, has a ruthless Darcy and Anaconda choke in the back pocket. Kickboxing game makes light work of most of his opponents, and I saw him in the gym this afternoon warming up. Good traditional fundamental skills. He's a finisher. He looks to get it done in the first round. Made his pro debut in 2014. Then he took a 5-year pause. He returned with 6 wins in a row. Last 7 fights finished in the first round. 3 TKOs, 3 sub-wins, 1 KO loss. 191 centimeters makes him tall at the weight. He's fought at both middleweight and 80 kilograms, which is cruiserweight. Hard puncher and a brawler. However, for all that activity, his opponent, Ivica Truscek, poses his biggest career challenge yet.
He has to, and the interesting thing is, this could very well be the epitome in this matchup. The MMA is the young man's game.
And now, please welcome to the red corner from Croatia, Ivica the Terror Truscek!
Well, a face and a name that's known to all MMA fans in the Balkans. They call him the Terror. You'll know why. Ivica Truscek, 35 years of age, stalwart of Balkan MMA, first stepped into the cage in 2007. A regional MMA legend. He's taken every fight that he could, traveling around Europe. Fought from everywhere. Europe to Russia and to Japan. Win or lose, he always turned up and made it a fight. Countless subs in his repertoire, and his knockout list is as long as War and Peace. More finishes than most people. In fact, more than 90% of pros have had fights. He went 3 full rounds with UFC champion Islam Makhachev in Russia, and only narrowly missing out. His strongest weapon in the toolbox is the guillotine. And incidentally, he was on Croatian Big Brother, but he's a big, big draw here tonight.
And he's a legend in Croatia. He's been in so many different cages over the years. I have to say, looking at the FNC loss last time to Marko Kisic, it was the first decision we've seen in a number of years, and I think tonight, win or lose, I want to see a similar strategy of his counter-punching, his ability to roll with the punches, but just a touch more urgency. It's fascinating to me, actually, Truscek admitted the opponent was bigger, stronger, and faster, and needed to be able to do something to overcome that tonight.
What's your view on Marjanovic?
Very dangerous, extremely dangerous. He's a powder keg, right? He's never been out of the first. Can Truscek break that?
Well, buckle up, funsters. This is going to be a barn burner for sure. Light the blue touch paper and stand well back.
And this MMA rules bout takes place at a catch weight of minus 79 kilograms. And this bout will be contested over 3 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, Mr. Vladimir Baralisa. And so, introducing to you firstly in the blue corner, at yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 78.6 kilos. He's 26 years of age and standing at 189 centimeters tall. He brings a record of 9 fights with 7 wins and only 2 defeats. Representing MMA Radniki Nish from Serbia, it's Jovan Marjanovic! And on the other side of the cage, fighting out of the red corner, at yesterday's weigh-in, he also scaled 78.6 kilos. 40 years of age and standing at 175 centimeters tall. He brings an extensive record, 80 fights with 42 wins and 38 losses. Representing American top team Zagreb from Croatia, it's Ivica, the Terror Truscek. Both fighters to the middle, please, for your final instructions.
Well, you just got to look at the numbers there. 42 fights, 38 wins. I mean, he is a terror. That's a legend in his own lunchtime, isn't he, Chris?
It's hard to believe this will be his 81st professional fight.
And look at the numbers there, 40 years of age. Well, I had him down as 35, but whichever which way you look at it, just the numbers there are incredible. Truscek had a loss the last time out, didn't he?
Yeah, and again, I think I want to see that strategy in this fight, but just a bit more aggression, because he's going to be dealing with a guy who's going to go in there to try to take his head off.
Yeah, and the guy is much taller, but we've seen Truscek fight bigger opponents. He's got a strategy, and, well, he's young, he's fit, he's strong. Marjanovic, he's got the home crowd here behind him tonight, but he'll have to have a care against Truscek. And they call him the Terror for a reason. He is an absolute beast in the wild. And he's a gorilla rattling the cage here, and he reads, he just sees everything in binary numbers like the Matrix. And just look at Marjanovic paying the respect that you'd expect against somebody like Truscek. And look at the focus of Truscek. He hasn't blinked, the eye, the focus hasn't moved. I sat next to him this morning for breakfast, and he never spoke a word to anyone. Yeah, so let's see what the young pretender has. Can he steal the crown of the king? Or will he always be the prince compared to the Prince of Pain?
The big strategy is it's just got to be heavy thunder and lightning from Marjanovic. Take Truscek out quickly or gas out trying. On the flip side, Truscek's just going to counter here. I mean, you kind of see the Philly shell he uses. He drops that left hand, the Michigan defense, right? James Toney, Floyd Mayweather.
Well, yeah, he's throwing curves. Taking that low kick, though, and that left lead leg of Truscek would have checked many a kick. But tonight, he's just taking maybe a little too many. A little bit of redness there and a little cut opening up. And that's smart work from Marjanovic. He's patient, he's fighting southpaw, but so is Truscek. And it's only going to be a blink. A little bit of space and someone going down. Starting to land now, Marjanovic. A little bit more confidence. Still checking the low kick. And Truscek, dangerous, but not able to close the distance here. Has to go downstairs with the jab. And the left lead leg starting to show signs of wear and tear now. And that could be a problem early doors. And you know, I was, funny enough, in the sauna looking at Marjanovic on the pads, and kicks were a prominent part. Well, Truscek shown his hand, gone for the shoot, tried to take his man down against the wire. Will he do it? Yes, he will.
He tried, but Marjanovic was able to disconnect and force out of that high crouch single. Very uncharacteristic for Marjanovic to show so much respect in this fight.
Well, you would do against a man that's nicknamed the Terror. Truscek, just the numbers are incredible. 42 fights, 38 wins. You know, he's been at this for a long time. I used to commentate Truscek when he was fighting in the WFC, when he made his debut, and he was an absolute beast then, you know. Lives a very Spartan life. In those days, he lived on a farm and worked, you know, the land. Obviously, things have changed since then. Successful career. Been all over the world, Russia. But that lead leg now is starting to cause problems, and he's giving it away. He's starting to take shots now, Truscek. And this was smart, joined-up fighting from Marjanovic. Marjanovic using that low kick to slowly discombobulate Truscek. Truscek now can't even check it. And I think the creativity's run dry here, the well's run dry.
Yeah, too much patience on the counter. Again, I thought he was going to have to try to counter the aggression from Marjanovic, but he's not doing enough. He's moving, he's evading, he's checking, but he is taking damage, and that damage is starting to mount, especially on that left leg.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing the beginning of the end here. We've got just over half a minute left in the first round, but Truscek just almost disabled with that lead left leg taking those shots. And, well, Marjanovic has slowly chipped away, and he knows exactly where this success in this fight lies. And Truscek looks like a wounded bear stumbling after Marjanovic, and there the danger ever present is there. And well, if he switches off Truscek, he's going to get caught. 10-second clapper, he's made the first round. If they can work on that lead left leg, well, he's in for a chance for the second. But, you know, Truscek, slow off the mark here. Like a sponsored walk, wasn't it?
Again, way too slow. And even when he threw that kick, he threw that right kick, just as he threw it, his balance was completely off, and it was a perfect time for Marjanovic to counter with his own kick. He hit him clean to the body. Truscek has left himself just a little bit too exposed and a little bit too slow for me. And again, I know he's had a long career. Again, as I said in the walks, the old moniker, fighting is a young man's game.
Well, yeah, the defense was up and he blocked most of the heat that was coming, but it was the slow drip, 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 chopping away with the low kick, which, you know, I'm a fan of, Chris, that has done the damage here. And that's joined up fighting. You know, I have to say, this kid is fresh. Marjanovic has a strategy, and he's brought that to bear here. We go to 2, but I have a feeling there's a blind spot here and a huge question mark over the ability for Truscek to be able to work magic. But it ain't over till it's over. We go to 2. Truscek now with that ungainly style, comes in behind that looping left. Can he close the distance? Yes, he can. And he goes in now. Nice and tight in the pocket, slides down to try and take the leg. Comes in behind the left and blocks up the right, but he's gone down. And this could be the beginning of the end. That's it, it's all over. It's a TKO win. Oh, Truscek now must have to look at what lies ahead. Jovan Marjanovic. We knew things were about to get messy, but that was a demolition. It was like the age-old Scottish play playing out. The blind spot was the lead left leg, and I have to say that Marjanovic was as rude as a porn star, landing that low chopping kick in. Great performance, joined up fighting. Well, light work.
And that'll be the first time Marjanovic has seen the second round. It was all the rear tools, though. There was a rear kick, there was a rear knee, there was a left hand. Truscek was just demolished from that open stance matchup. He just didn't have the ability to deal with it, taking way too much damage. I believe that lead leg was majorly a problem.
Yeah, gracious in victory as well. Marjanovic went straight over to check that Truscek was all right, but he was in all kinds of trouble there, and you can see you need all of the pistons firing in order to compete at this level. And you know, I often say that the strongest and biggest muscle that an MMA fighter needs is the one between his ears, and that was usefully and gainfully employed. Take us through that, Chris. Well, you know, it was just a complete discombobulation.
Yeah, you can see from his ability to put weight on that leg, it was effective from the first round. He came out in the second. For sure was the southpaw attack. Marjanovic showed a lot of ability to swap stances. We didn't get to see it. It was a sequence just before Truscek fell down that I believe was his major undoing.
But the end comes in round number 2 after 28 seconds completed of that round. Your referee stops the contest, therefore your winner by TKO in the blue corner, Jovan Marjanovic. And show your appreciation for our runner-up, Ivica Truscek.
legenda balkanskog I hrvatskog MMA, Igor Pokrajac.
Well, it's almost natural selection, isn't it? Where the young replace the old. What a legend Truscek is, what a career he's had. Still may have one or two left in him, but tonight you can't take anything away from Jovan Marjanovic. That was a smart, intelligent campaign, and he waged it well, took the win here tonight.
Yeah, the big numbers now for me are 4 of the last 5, right? 4 of the last 5 for Truscek were losses, 4 of the last 5 for Marjanovic were wins. That momentum I figured might be pivotal, and as Truscek was able to escape the first, I thought maybe we'd see some magic, right? He made Marjanovic lay his hand, but ultimately it was the big, heavy techniques from the rear leg, the rear hand, I think did the difference.
Pobjedio si
There again, that check
apsolutnu
from
legendu
Truscek,
regionalnog
very
MMA
dangerous.
sporta I rekordera po broju nastupa. Koliko ti to znači, I to pogotovo pred tvojom publikom?
Pa ovako, ne znam šta bih rekao prvo. Posle duže pauze se vraćamo opet u ring I to protiv Ivice Trusceka koji je apsolutna legenda u ovom sportu. I od kako znam za sebe I od kako pratim MMA I jedan od ljudi koje sam gledao da bih počeo da treniram ovaj sport je bio Ivica Truscek. Tako da hvala mu na ovom meču I stvarno nemam šta da kažem za tog čovjeka. Znači
Kako je bilo nastupat pred svojom publikom I ovako punom dvoranom Pionir?
Pa jako mi je krivo, trebalo je februara da nastupim u areni, međutim povredio sam se na javnom treningu, mislim. Meni I Toniju Fergusonu se to desilo u istoriji MMA sporta. Ovaj put sam prošao bez ikakve povrede I nastupio sam pred Bogom I punom arenom, punim Pionirom. Hvala vam ljudi puno!
Vidjeli smo puno od tebe, sjajne low kickove, perfektna predstava. Kada ćemo te vidjeti ponovno? Publika te željno sada iščekuje.
Nadam se što pre. I ako je moguće u FNC oktagonu. To je to.
Dame I gospodo, sjajni Jovan Marjanovic!
Top win there tonight from Jovan Marjanovic. And we'll get a chance to look at the statistics for that. Chris, well, it was all Marjanovic.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking a look at it, the kicks were the huge factor. Truscek's lead leg was chewed up. Even some of the checks and the techniques where he used to actually turn his leg outside, he still laid him to the calf. So ultimately a very dominant fight due to the leg kicks from him.